Thanks to the EA Creator Network for providing me free codes for The Sims 4. My opinions are my own. Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, and today I'm covering the new free update that just released for August 19th, 2025. We got some new face and skin details, a pack selection tool, and a couple other things. So without further ado, let's get right into it. As you can see here, they released an official trailer for the new skin details. So for teens and older, they've added a selection of rosacea, dark spots, age spots, and eye bags for faces. And for the body, they added stretch marks and freckles. For adult Sims, there's also mouth wrinkles and body wrinkles. While there's no new skin details for children and younger this time around, producer Ashifi on Blue Sky did say that they are going to include some skin details for kiddos at a later date. I also took some footage of me just going through all the new things. It was a little more difficult than it should have been, I think. I mean, it would be nice if there were tags for specific updates, but there's no pack filters for skin details. I complain about that with tattoos a lot, but I keep forgetting skin details could also use them. But yeah, just starting with the face details here. Yeah, these are pretty good additions. Though with the rosacea, I found it a little difficult to see it. Even recording this footage at 1440p, it was like, yeah, I could see it better when I would just click on and off like that. But yeah, I mean, it is good they got it in the game, but your mileage may vary depending on what skin tones you use and maybe even which skin tone default replacements you use if you use custom content. Now, here are the eye bags, so that's another pretty solid addition. And the last one has multiple swatches to choose from as well. Now for the body freckles, yes, that might be my favorite part of the skin details update because I've relied a lot on custom content for this stuff. Like, yeah, we got a little bit around the time Growing Together came out, but not really much covering the whole body. We have some stretch marks. In certain swatches, they do look quite subtle, so at first I was struggling to see them, but then I hovered over with my mouse and then it was clearer. But there are also some lighter color swatches towards the end where it's a lot easier to see what's actually going on. Now for the body wrinkles, I was caught a little off guard at just how much they changed the body texture, even the belly button. So these are definitely quite handy for making more detailed elders in The Sims 4. Towards the end of my footage, we do see some more skin details for the legs that have moles on them. I think these skin details might have already been in the game in the patch from before Growing Together, so I apologize if those particular ones are repeats, but these ones here, I'm pretty sure are new. But this is hands down my favorite part of the update. Not like as if there's a ton of content in this update, but yeah, it's a pretty good addition to the game for sure. I was kind of hoping this is what they meant when it came to more skin customization options. Now for the new pack selection tool. If you hit the escape key on the main menu, one of the first buttons now is pack selection, which will take you to this menu. So you can enable and disable certain DLC as you wish. And yeah, just looking at this menu, it's like, oh my goodness, so many packs. But yeah, so for example, if you don't want Bust the Dust in your game, you can disable that. Or if you don't want the occult packs in your game, you can go and disable those. However, if you want to re-enable packs that you've disabled with this feature, you can't. It's broken. The game just hangs forever and it won't do anything. So I suggest just not using this feature at all until they fix it. Whenever they do fix it though, just make sure that you don't load any saves that use packs that you've disabled. Otherwise, you're at risk for corrupting that file. So be very careful for sure. Also, the timing of this is quite funny because why didn't we get something like this many years ago? And now when we are having issues like save corruption, it just feels like now the solution is that you disable for rent through this pack selection tool instead of them actually fixing the problem. I mean, it's not exclusively a for rent issue, but it's seemingly the biggest symptom of all that. So yeah, it definitely takes me back to The Sims 3 when they would recommend you not use all the packs at the same time, and then the launcher would often disable packs for me, and then I would load the game and be like, why am I missing certain worlds? Oh, the launcher just disabled packs that I never unchecked in the first place. Another menu related thing is that they have given us toggles related to Enchanted by Nature under pack settings. So if you scroll all the way down, there's enable ailment spread, enable balance and imbalance, in addition to the ones we already have. I was wondering why they don't have a toggle to just disable ailments entirely, but I guess that would have caused bugs with the naturopath career, as well as interactions where you can directly inflict ailments on other sims, like through fairies and plant sims. But if you uncheck enable ailment spread, then your sims won't get ailments naturally anymore, except for getting imbalance. So you have to also uncheck balance and imbalance if you don't want ailments that way either. And unchecking balance and imbalance will also prevent that UI from appearing in the Simology panel. All right, so with the major additions out of the way, let's talk about the rest of the patch notes. So they have improved DirectX 11 mode for PC users with Intel GPUs, and they will automatically default to the DirectX 11 executable, but players with GPUs that are not Intel, Nvidia, or AMD will continue to use DirectX 9. And there's also performance updates. In this patch, we've made several optimizations to enhance your gameplay experience, enhanced rendering performance for smoother visuals, improved responsiveness by optimizing how graphics are processed, fixed issues causing crashes when certain graphics settings were used, addressed shadow flickering to ensure more stable reflections in water, and resolved problems with lighting to maintain consistent brightness throughout gameplay. For the bug fixes, base game, all the sneakers from our 25th anniversary update can now be found in the cold weather category. Our wide leg jeans from the anniversary update can now be found under the masculine fashion preference category. The new tuck tees from the anniversary update are now both available in athletic, sleep, and hot weather categories. Sims with the feminine fashion preference will now see the blazer and tee top from the anniversary update in Create a Sim. The curly shag hair from the anniversary update is now listed under the wavy hair texture. On console, with the recent update, we identified that an updated user agreement and privacy and cookie policy was not being shown, causing the game to be offline. Simmers will now be prompted to accept the agreements if there is an updated version before reaching the main menu to allow the game to connect to the gallery and events. Settings configured and game options such as volume levels should now accurately save between sessions. We are aware of an instance where some PlayStation users may see a display size prompt and a version of a user agreement when starting a new session, and we're monitoring and investigating this. In live mode, when the notification wall is open, pressing RT or R2 to clear all notifications no longer affects the game speed. For high school years, when 4 or more teens from the active household attend high school, all of them now have high school day tasks, businesses, and hobbies. When adding a sim from the gallery or my library that has custom tattoos to a household in a new game, the sim skin no longer turns pitch black, thank goodness. Enchanted by Nature, for more flexibility in how you play, enable ailment spread now as a toggle. And when cooking, sims with bad luck are now less likely to start a fire. Yeah, I think when I had it briefly, it happened every time. I don't know if it was like 100% guaranteed before, but yeah, I hope they didn't nerf that too hard though. Otherwise that kind of goes against the point of having bad luck. And then sleek bathroom, dirty state on the Serenity Stone tub bathtubs, throne of stone toilets, and a sleek stone sink. Sinks are now properly displayed with correct color. Dirty State will no longer incorrectly change the color swatch of the Serenity Stone Tub bathtubs. Unfortunately, that is it. I was hoping for more bug fixes this time around, but yeah, that is it. And unfortunately, despite it not really seeming to change all that much, a lot of mods may be broken. When I tried to load my game at first, I couldn't even get into live mode. Like, the main menu mod by Cinematically is definitely broken, and that makes sense because it would, I think, have to be updated for the whole pack selection thing they just introduced, but I could not get into live mode. It would keep kicking me back to the world select screen. Modder Spinning Plum Bobs gave me this explanation, saying, "There's a particular change that was made with today's patch that now causes any mod that uses a certain kind of injection script to yeet you back to the world selection screen. Thankfully, it can be fixed fairly easily with a couple extra bits of data." I can't help but wonder why. What would compel Maxis to change that? They did say there are performance improvements, but from what I can tell, I didn't notice any difference, so I don't know if it was really worth it. One issue that I've had possibly since the businesses and hobbies pre-patch is my camera is pretty stuttery now when I move it. The game runs fine, but the camera itself is not very smooth for some weird reason. It's especially noticeable when I'm in tab mode, just like I am with this clip, so that is still the same even after this update. So overall, the update has given me more stress than it should have for what on the surface looked like a pretty inconsequential update. Okay, cool. We got some new body and face details. I like those. But yeah, the pack selection tool being broken is unacceptable. And I don't know what sort of change they really needed to do to break mods so badly that you can't even get into live mode. I just find that a little suspicious. I would expect that sort of thing with an update that comes out just before an expansion pack. Like, yeah, those times I always expect pretty much everything to break, but I just hate that now anything above a little hotfix gives me reason to worry for my mods folder. Does that mean that I don't want any more bug fixes? Of course not. That's a completely different statement. So don't get that twisted. It's just really annoying that now I seem to have to worry about my mods folder even more often than I used to have to. But I'll wrap this up here, so feel free to let me know your thoughts on this free update in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.